Superman Endless Winter Special Issue 1 heads to the 10th century Greenland, where a young boy named Magnus is shown how to fish by his father Edwald. They are suddenly attacked by a polar bear, and Edwald comes to his son's aid, unleashing his hidden cryokinesis powers, freezing the bear in its tracks. The man begins using his newfound powers more and more, helping the little village they live in and keeping them safe, which soon earns him praise from the townsfolk. Soon Edwald's power becomes a curse, and the winter he causes never ended, causing the man to become shunned by his people, and the despair the man felt fueled the endless winter. Soon his clan has enough of him, marching on Edwald's home and burning it to the ground. Edwald confronts the men outside, attacking them and bringing a cold death to many of them. His family become trapped inside the burning house as the clan overwhelm Edwald, angering him further. He unleashes his power on the men, scaring them away and allowing him to rescue his family, but in the chaos, his son Einar was killed by an arrow. Edward's rage boils over and is unleashed as a raging blizzard, as in the present-day Metropolis, Lois Lane leads the Daily Planet staff out of the frozen building and towards Metropolis General, telling Jimmy to keep everyone moving since they don't want to attract any unwanted attention. Jimmy knows that's too late as the ice monsters soon find them. Lois cracks open a flare, telling Jimmy that she'll keep them distracted as he helps the people to the hospital, throwing the flare at the monster. The flare, however, hits Superman, who smashes through the monsters, saving the people. Lois knows that even in a global crisis, Metropolis can still depend on its protector as Superman melts the ice monsters away with his heat vision, apologizing to Lois for being late, hoping that she's okay. Clark wonders if Lois has thought about relocating to the new Fortress of Solitude, but the woman refuses to leave the city, knowing Clark has his responsibilities and she has hers as a reporter. Kissing his wife, Superman takes off, knowing that he will be back for her. Heading around the world, Superman helps the guerrillas of Gorilla City defend their frozen jungle, save a cruise ship, and even the Eiffel Tower from the giant monsters made of ice, doing everything he can to keep the people of Earth safe and finding a way to end the crisis. Soon the hero is confronted by a horde of the ice monsters, finding that it just never stops as the monsters soon overwhelm him. Lois knows that the Frost King's minions are endless, and even the Man of Steel has his limits, as Superman knows that he can't do this, escaping the horde as he rockets into the sky, breaching the atmosphere. Clark knows that he has already lost one world, and now his adopted world is faced with a dire threat, a threat which weighs heavily on him. In need of some brief respite, Clark heads to Smallville, finding monsters are encroaching on the Kent farm. Luckily, Krypto is there, destroying the monsters before greeting his master. Clark goes inside to see Ma and Pa Kent, who tell him to shut the door since he's letting the heat out. Martha tells Clark to pay Jonathan no mind since he's only upset the heating bill is going to be so big this year. Clark finds both his parents seem rather relaxed given what is happening outside, hoping that they will reconsider him taking them to the fortress. Jonathan knows that this isn't the first Kansas winter they've had and it won't be the last, and besides, Krypto is there protecting them. Sitting for some cookies and hot cocoa, Clark knows Lois and his parents are acting like this is business as usual, wondering why they aren't listening to him, since there is no end to this winter and there is no way to stop it. Martha can see Clark is pushing himself hard and he's got a stubborn streak in him a mile wide. Clark says he's trying to protect everyone from Perry to John to them, but he can't keep up with it all. Jonathan says that they aren't the ones he needs to worry about. The people out in the world are the ones who need him and he needs to take care of them, not worry about his parents who only ask that he come back to them safe. Clark knows that that's what Lois said to him as well, and Martha knows she said that because she's a very smart woman. Martha knows that wearing his symbol comes with a burden, and just like him, they have all agreed to take that burden on with him. Clark thanks his mother, knowing that sometimes he needs to be reminded of that. Martha takes the cookies from Jonathan before he can eat them all and gives them and a thermos to Clark as he takes off into the cold world to see who needs help. In Gotham, Stag learns his people haven't really made any headway in the ice sample they took from the Arctic Circle, but his technicians reveal they have actually made some progress, knowing the ice is indeed fused with the Kryptonian crystal structures and the ice itself has some sort of exotic energy source in it, just like Stag theorized. Stag knows that he was right about the Kryptonian crystals, and with them he can remake the world with the crystal secrets. Stag demands the block be carved up to exploit the crystals, but the scientists warn him that there is actually more to this, showing him a map of the slab of ice they have and the multiple scans they did on it, finding that the Frost King wasn't the only person in the ice, and there are 3 other people in the ice block, and if their readouts are accurate, they indicate that they are still alive. Superman Endless Winter Special Issue 1 revealed some key plot points for the event and provided a lovely little Superman-centric story as we learn some of the new key players in the Frost King's plan. I like the idea that the Frost King isn't some ancient god or buried supernatural myth. He's just some guy who had metahuman powers that overtook him, and for good reason, being how he was treated and how his son was killed. You can understand why he wants vengeance on the world. The 3 people hinted at the end of the issue are definitely his surviving family, and I have to wonder if it will be similar to a Mr. Freeze situation, where he froze his family to save them and is looking for a way to help them and give them life again. Superman also getting a chance to have a break and kind of reunite with his parents and his family was kind of nice, and kind of refocused his mission a little bit and why he does what he does. It was really quite a lovely moment there at Smallville. I'm very much looking forward to the event continuing and learning a lot more about Edwald, the Frost King, and how he became the giant ice monster that we see in the present, as well as what Stagg really intends to do with the Kryptonian crystals, since they seem to be what he was initially after. So I'm intrigued to see if he tries to remake the world with the Kryptonian crystals or weaponize them somehow, and how the heroes will end up stopping that as well as the Frost King. I'm going to give this issue a 9 out of 10.